Hello, everybody. How you guys doing tonight? Hope everybody is doing good. I am here, and Mello is rocking his little red sweater today because it's starting to get cold in Virginia. Right, Mello? Right? He's so good. See, I was playing with him with a laser toy. He likes the laser light, so I've been playing with it. Okay, I gotta go live, boo. I'll play with you later, okay? And I feel bad for him because I haven't played with him for the last like 2 days and stuff because I have been so busy with orders and everything. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Miss Ferguson. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, this Friday, what am I going to be talking to you guys about? What are we going to talk about, Mello? Okay, we're going to talk about running an embroidery business. Okay, I know someone, I think it was last week, had asked for this topic. I have done some videos on running an embroidery business in the past, but I think what you guys well, what this particular person was asking about was kind of like the numbers and stuff like that of how you actually track everything, like inventory and all that kind of stuff and everything. So I'm gonna just share with you guys my experience, but I do want to share with you guys that I want to tell you guys up front, I'm not a financial lawyer, okay? I'm not a tax attorney or anything like that. My friend is. I rely on his expertise because this is his thing. So, he's the one that actually runs all the bookkeeping for my business, the filing the taxes and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm not a CPA or anything like that and stuff like that. But, I just wanted to share with you guys, that up front, just to let you know, this is really just what I do. Okay. And, I actually go through the advice of professionals when it comes to, filing taxes and all that kind of stuff. Okay. But in the meantime, one of the things that I can do is share with you what are the things that I do to prepare myself or to be better prepared for when I do meet with Emmanuel. And, we start looking at our numbers and talk about, what magic he's got to do and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So let's talk about, from the very beginning and stuff like that. Let's say you want to start a business, right? Um, One of the things that I did was I said, okay, I know this is something that I want to do because I'm getting close to retirement. And, to me, I feel like, I want, I'm still young, I'm going to be retiring at a very young age. A lot of times people don't retire till they're like in their 60s and stuff like that. I'm going to be retiring at the age of 57. I got like 3 years left. So, that's considered young. But if you ask my son, he'll say it's old. But to me, it's young to be retired. But I wanted to do a second career, right? And the thing is, I wanted to do something totally different than what I have done in the past, right? So I chose to do, you know, retail. I like retail and stuff. So, I always wanted to like open up a little shop, a little business or something like that. So I started by actually with my Cricut machine. Okay, had nothing to do with a sewing machine, had nothing to do with embroidery or anything like that. It was actually the Cricut machine, and I loved playing around with the vinyl. So what I started doing was I started going to Home Depot and Lowe's, and I started buying tiles, and I started, printing out little signs. And then next thing you know, I started making these little wooden signs. And then I started getting into etching wine glasses and stuff. And that is when someone said, especially with the wine glasses, because I was personalizing wine glasses whenever we had people over for dinner. That's when somebody came out and said, this could be the niche that you're looking for when you retire. So I said, you know what, then that's what I want to do. And then, I started, but at that time I wasn't selling anything. I was gifting a lot of stuff. That's what I was doing. I was just gifting stuff. And then when I bought my sewing machine and I started to sew like little pouches and stuff like that, that's when I said, okay, let me get ready for, for retail, right? And then what I started to do was I looked into starting an Etsy shop. Now, when you have an Etsy shop, you don't need like a license, a business license or anything like that. You just set up a shop. and you list your items and you just sell them, right? Now, the thing is, though, when you're setting up your Etsy shop, it's a lot of work. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that up front. A lot of people have these misperception or misconception. I don't know how you say that word, but they have this misunderstanding that they feel that when you own your own business, you make your own hours and stuff like that. And they think it's a piece of cake. Actually, no. It's actually more work when you own your own business than if you were to be working for someone else. Okay. Because when you work for someone else, you clock in and out, right? You go in, you do what you're supposed to do. And then when your time's up, you go home. When you own your own business, you wake up thinking about the business the whole day. You're thinking about the business. You go to night at nighttime, you're thinking about the business. And then even while you're sleeping, you're dreaming about the business. Okay. And you're always thinking about how your sales are going, how you're going to market your product, how how you're going to you know finish your orders, how you're going to start shipping your items, and everything goes through your head, and it can really get kind of like overwhelming. But after a while, once you get into the scheme of things, it does become a little easier. Okay. So one of the things that I always tell people is one of the things you should really think about is think about what it is that you really want to do. Think about your long and your short term goals, right? Like for right now, I am not looking into and getting something really like huge. Okay. This is not my bread and butter. Okay, because if it was my bread and butter, right now we would be starving. All of us be looking skinny and nobody be eating. Okay, even Mellow, we would be in trouble. Um, so it's not my bread and butter right now. So right now, what I look at it is something to sustain itself, and something for me right now. My goal is to explore it enough so that I can really find out what the true niche is, and then really figure out what the long term goal is going to be for the business. So right now, what I am really doing is just setting up the shop as much as I possibly can. I do have an idea of what the long term goal is going to be. But I just want to get a place where I can really perfect my craft, really start building the brand, really start learning about the marketing, and really start, you know, getting myself organized to a place that when I decide to make that step to go to a storefront or some or get larger, that it would be a lot easier for me, right? So you really have to start thinking in all of all these things have to go through your head. Okay. Now for me, I chose the Etsy shop because I thought Etsy shop right now would give me an online storefront, and it seemed like the easiest way to do it because you do spend a lot of time creating your Etsy shop. When you look at my Etsy shop right now, sometimes people are like, "Oh, it looks really nice," but to be honest, it didn't look that way in the beginning. Okay, it takes time. Taking the pictures of all your products take time. Developing your products takes time. Putting in as many listings. At first when I started the Etsy shop, it was mostly selling T-shirts that I was doing with heat vinyl transfer. Learned a lot of mistakes that I made. Like that's when I learned that I need to really get a true heat press. I can't rely on the Cricut press, okay, because of the pressure. You start learning a lot of mistakes. I started learning that you can't use your office printer as the printer to print your shipping labels because you're going to be going through your ink a lot faster. So you're just going to have to suck it up and buy an actual thermal shipping label printer. Okay, so I got that and stuff. There's just so many things you got to really think about. So you got to set up your shop. Okay. And then also, one of the things that you got to think about, and you got to excuse me because I am kind of really exhausted because I don't know if you guys saw my post. I finished my big order. Okay. And I got a feeling there's going to be some more orders coming in because I've already had a lot of other customers reach out to me. So I have to I'm going to get some rest after this because tomorrow I'm hitting the sew and quilt show with Miss Banks. We're going to be heading out there to Fredericksburg, Virginia. And I want to get my rest because I heard that that place is banging. So I want to, I'm dying to go tomorrow. So anyway, but let's get back to topic. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Let me stay focused. Okay, I'm staying focused now. All right. So like I said, you got to think about what it is that you want to do, short term, long term. Okay. Also, think about how you're going to brand it, how you're going to market it, what kind of store you want. Okay, now there's so many different choices. Right now you can do online stores, you can do local sales, you could do one or the other. Right. You also got to think about networking. Okay. I don't mean networking to sell your stuff either. What I'm talking about is the type of networking that I'm talking about is a networking for you as a business owner, getting the support you need, building the network of digitizers that you want to work with. Okay. If you just do machine embroidery, you're going to need to have a list of digitizers that you can work with. Okay. My favorite, as you guys all know, is Fazzle. Fazzle's part of our Facebook group. He runs Focus. I think it's Focused digital something. Oh, I use him so many times. I just call him Fazzle. But he's on our Facebook group. He's my main digitizer. Okay. And he does fabulous work. Okay. Very reasonably priced and all that kind of stuff. But I don't just have Faisal. Okay. I also use Victor digitizing as well. And I have some other ones that I have on my list as well, because you just never know. Faisal could come out and say, "Hey, Jeanette, I really can't, I can't get this done in 2 days because I got all these other orders," right? Because just like you get busy with all the orders that come in for embroidery stuff, they get busy with a bunch of orders that come in for digitizing. Okay. So, you should always have a list of digitizers in your back pocket. Also, have a list of people that you can go to for your blanks. Okay. I usually, right now, I'm kind of on the small scale. Okay. So I can get my blanks from almost anywhere. Okay. I don't mind going to, Kohl's and stuff like that. I do go a lot to jiffyshirts.com. And this is usually how I do things when it comes to big orders, like the ones that you saw that I just finished with the women's club. When I get orders that large, okay, where it's like a big club and stuff like that, my recommendation, and this is just how I do it. I mean, some people do it differently, okay? I don't like getting into the business of buying blanks. I really don't. I'm not into that because it takes up a lot of room, a lot of space, and I'm just not I'm not feeling that. It's not for me, okay? So I already got into the business of blanks with baby blankets, okay? And I ain't feeling it. I'm just going to use the inventory that I have to fill my own orders. I'll eventually, I'll sell to someone if they ask for it and stuff like that. But, it just takes a lot of space. So blanks is not really my thing. So when I get a customer that comes to me and says, "Hey, Jeanette, I need about 100 polo shirts or whatever," I'm like, not a problem. Then what I do is I tell the customer, okay, go to jiffyshirts.com. That's usually where I get my shirts. They're very good price. And they have a whole selection. You get the shirts, but before you buy them, please send me a link so that I can take a look at the shirt and I can also see the material that shirt is made out of. So that way I can know for a fact whether I can embroider on it or not. Okay. Because a lot of times you want to be part of that buying process, because the last thing you want is for them to come with you with some shirts that are so cheaply made and very thin and stuff like that. And then they have a very dense design, and you're going to have one hell of a time embroidering all those shirts. And meanwhile, you're going to piss off the customer because the customer went and bought 100 of them. And now you're going to tell them that you can't embroider on it. So that's how I usually do it. I work with the customer and I tell them, "Hey, I'm not in the business of getting the shirts." And this is the other thing too, for you guys to think about. Shirts come in different types of textures and styles. Some people are very particular about their shirts. Some people like them soft. Some people don't mind having them soft. Some people like them to have a little curve, on the body. Some people like the square. There's different types of different, shapes of the shirt, material, and all that kind of stuff. So I prefer that they go out there, look at the website, pick out what they want, show me the ones that they like, and then I'll look at the shirt online, and then I'll say, yeah, I could do on that shirt or this shirt, or you know what, all three that you picked out, I like them all, they all work, just order them, right? And then they can go through the trouble of going through all their members and collecting the money for the shirt. um you know Finding out, do you need a size small, medium, large, getting all the different sizes and all that kind of stuff and everything. The only thing I have to worry about is getting a copy of their logo, working with Fazzle to get that digitized, do a couple of test stitches, working along with him to make sure that the stitch is solid, okay? And then once I have their design digitized, then I show that to the customer, and then I say, hey, this is how your logo came out. Let's talk about colors. Did I get the colors true that you want on your shirts? Okay. And that's when I pull out my color charts, and then we talk about the different colors, because once you have the logo digitized, changing the color of thread is not a big deal, right? It really isn't. Okay. So then once we get that all figured out and the shirts come in, then all I do is I just charge for the service of the embroidery. I charge for the digitizing, okay? And then I charge for the service of the embroidery. And then that's it. It makes my life simple. When the shirts come in, they deliver the shirts. I take the shirts. I work with them to make sure that I know exactly where they want their logo to be. And then I just rock and roll. I just start processing all the shirts and everything like that. And then we're golden. Okay. So, just I don't know why did I start talking about that? Anyway, so that's just how I do it. Okay. Oh, because we start talking about the blanks and stuff like that. Okay. So you want to have a list of those vendors. I don't just go to Jiffy Shirts, and you can always go to Google. Just Google wholesale shirts, wholesale blanks, and stuff like that. You'll find a whole bunch of good companies out there that sell blanks and stuff, so that you can give those links to your customers so they can order those shirts. So, that's what I mean about the networking when I talk to you guys about networking. It's not about, the marketing and all that kind of stuff and everything, and the branding of your shop. I'm talking about building your network so that you can make sure that you have the support that you need, so that when your orders come in, you can actually fill those orders, and, and you're good. Okay. Now, I think this next thing that I'm going to talk about is one of the things that a lot of people were. I think that's what really the question was really geared towards, that they wanted me to do this embroidery happy hour on this topic, was the bookkeeping. Okay, there is a lot of work that goes into the bookkeeping side of owning any type of business. Okay, that you have. All right. I'm going to be honest. This is the part that I really am not fond of. Hate it, because I call it's the administrative side of things. Okay. This is where you have to, like, sit down with all your receipts, and you have to record everything that you spent, and everything that has come in, everything that you have done regarding the business. Okay. If you had to drive to go see a customer, you have to mark down those miles that you went to Joann's to go pick up the fabric, that you went to the customer to go meet them, the customer to deliver the item, how many times you drove to the post office. You have to keep track of the expenses of how much your thread cost, your stabilizer, your fabric, your blanks if you bought any. How much did your embroidery machine cost? How much are your supplies costing, and your tools? Okay. You got to keep track of everything. The way that I do it is I'm going to be honest. The first time I started spreadsheets. Okay. I mean, pulling out a number spreadsheet on my iMac and starting to jot down, oh, I bought thread today. I went to Joann and I spent $5.99, keeping the receipts and everything. And then I would have the receipts in envelopes, okay, and stuff like that. That's not going to work. I'm telling you, tried it. You're going to end up with a mess of envelopes. You're going to end up with a spreadsheet so long, and when my friend Emmanuel, that does my taxes, saw that I started doing that, okay, he was like, oh, no, that's not going to work, my dear. So he came out, he said, you need QuickBooks. So at first I was kind of like, I don't want to spend for no software or stuff like that. So he was like, it's a tax write-off. So when he told me that, I was like, oh, okay. So that's the other thing that you have to remember also is keep track of everything that you spend that is regarding the business. Okay. If you use QuickBooks, which I do, and I pay $25 a month to use my QuickBooks, that's a subscription. So that's part of a cost of an expense of running my business. So I have to track that. Every time I get something digitized, okay, and I have to go to Fazel and I have to pay him for that digitizing, that's a business expense, okay? So I have to keep track of all of that. All right. Every time I buy business cards, every time, I also bought today I got new cards that came in. Let me show you. And this is something, all this stuff that you buy regarding your business for packaging, all that kind of stuff, all those are business expenses. Quicken is really, really good at knowing how to break down all the items for you to be able to do the administrative side of your business really simple and easy. And one of the things that I love too is that it scans the receipts. You can attach the receipts to all of the transactions regarding the expense. So you're not walking around with a bag full of receipts or anything like that. It's all in the system. And if at the end of the year, you can actually print out a book of all your receipts for the tax people if they need it. Okay. This is something that I started, okay? And this is care instructions. I'm now adding this as part of my stuff for when I sell. In the back is where I talk about all the things that I talked about in the video when we're talking about the care of instructions. How do you care for your embroidery, okay? I think this is really important for people, especially if you're selling embroidery. Sometimes you give things to customers. I have not had a complaint yet, but the thing is that I've seen some reviews from other Etsy sellers where people had complained about the birthday shirts that a lot of people are selling. Okay. Oh, thank you. People are saying that they take the shirt, they put it in the wash, it comes out all wrinkly and everything like that. And that's because people don't know how to properly care for items and garments that have been embroidered on. So I started to take orders on these polo shirts, and I'm embroidering people's business logos on there. So I'm like, I don't want to be part of that group where people don't know how to care for their items. So I said, okay, so everybody's getting one of these cards with their shirts, and it tells them exactly how to take care of their shirt. Okay. So, yeah. So this is a business expense. Okay. All of this gets written down on your taxes and stuff like that. So, let me see. Okay. I did write down some stuff that tracks in Quicken. Okay. So of course it's going to be all expenses and your income. Okay. Now, one of the things also that I like about QuickBooks is that it will connect to Etsy. So that means that every time that you make a sale in Etsy, the transactions automatically recorded in QuickBooks. Okay. And one of the things that I like is that it actually breaks down the transaction in QuickBooks. So you'll know exactly how much was spent on shipping, how much was spent on fees, transaction fees, how much profit you made and all that kind of stuff, right? All of that will be put all in QuickBooks and stuff. So you don't have to go in manually and put that stuff in and break down those transactions. So that I kind of really, really like. Okay. The mileage. QuickBooks does help you with the mileage. Also, it has an app. It has a mobile, an app that you have on your phone where you can turn it on and it will actually record like you're driving and stuff like that. And then you can mark down whether those miles that you drove were business. Okay. Like tomorrow, when I drive to Fredericksburg, that's business. Okay. Because I'm actually going to Fredericksburg so that I can see what I can buy for this business. Okay. And everything that I get there, that's going to be a business expense as well. Okay. So the miles that I drive to Fredericksburg, that's going to be put in my QuickBooks. Anything that I purchase there, because anything that I see over there that I like tomorrow, that's going to be, stuff that I'm going to be using to run my embroidery business. Okay. So, of course, those are going to be business expenses and stuff like that. Okay. I already mentioned you got to keep your receipts. Okay. If you don't, try to see if you could find like some kind of scanning software or something where you can scan all your receipts in and you can keep them in a folder or something like that. Like I said, I have everything scanned and I have it all on my iMac. And the way that I do it is I have like 2019 business expenses, and in there I have all, PDF files of all the receipts of all the things that I bought. Then I have it for 2020, 2021, and now I have for 2022. But also in QuickBooks, when I create the transaction to show that that was my expense, I actually attach a copy of that PDF to that transaction in QuickBooks. So that way, when Emmanuel goes in there and says, Jeanette bought stabilizer, he can actually click on it and then it'll open up the receipt and he'll be like, okay, it's a legit receipt, and stuff. So anything that I buy from Amazon, I put that all in, I print out the receipts, I put them all in there. If I buy anything from Allstitch, the receipt goes in there too. Where else I shop? When I bought from Candle Threads, their receipt, any little thing, my Mighty Hoops, get the receipt, put them in QuickBooks and stuff, because that's an expense, because that's equipment, okay, and stuff. So talk about equipment, your sewing machine, your SC1900, if you're using that to run a business and that is equipment that you purchase for your business, you get to write that, that is part of your expenses, okay, so that you can write that off. If you got a multi-needle machine and you're using that as a business, you write that off as well. One of the things that Emmanuel told me was you get to write off the cost of the machine, the whole amount in 1 year, or you can break it down. You can depreciate it, like I think it's like $2,000 per year until the whole total cost is done. But I think he depreciated mine $2,000 a year. I don't really know the whole details and stuff, but you could do it one of two ways. Okay. Shipping costs, anything regarding shipping, the actual cost of the shipping, any labels that you buy for shipping, the label printer that you buy for shipping, all of that is business expenses. Okay. Legal and services. Okay. Emmanuel. Okay. When I use Emmanuel to do my taxes, and when he comes in here to look at my books to see how things are going, if I'm recording and categorizing everything correctly, he charges. Okay. Just because we've been good friends for over 20 years don't mean nothing. Business is business, So he charges, I pay, and that is a business expense that I get to write off. The same thing like with Faisal, even though, I've worked with Faisal for a long time, it's a business. He's running his own business. So, when he digitizes for me, or when Victor digitizes, or anybody, I pay them and I get a receipt, and that is a service that gets written off. Okay. When Justin comes and he does, maintenance on all my machines, because he comes here every year and he runs maintenance on all of my machines. I mean, it's very, very costly. I get a receipt from Justin, and you best believe that's an expense that gets put in the business as well. Okay. Training. Okay, that's another thing that you guys can think about. If you are buying, let's say you don't want to outsource your digitizing anymore, right? You don't want to pay somebody to digitize. You want to do digitizing yourself. So you want to go out there and you want to take the classes to digitize. Or like, let's say this event that just happened, the sew and quilt show. I mean, the expo, right? They also have classes that you could sign up for, right? You got to pay for the classes, but you get to sign up so that you can learn, right? What you're doing is you're building your expertise and you're learning, okay? So you write that down. That's a business expense as well. Even if you're taking a class to learn how to run a business, it's a business expense. Okay. If you take a client out, okay, which I have done, sometimes I have a client that's having a wedding and they want dinner napkins to be embroidered or something like that. I have to meet them somewhere, right? So sometimes I'll take them out to lunch. I'll bring my MacBook with me. I'll bring my thread, my thread charts and stuff. I bring samples of my work. I meet with them. I like to talk with them, especially when it comes to um, having an order like that. I like to meet the person because I want to know what their vision is for the dinner napkins. Okay. Because to me, I look at it as it's very important for you to have that type of communication with your customer, because especially for a wedding, that's their big day. The last thing you want to do is for them to remember that big day from the dinner napkins that they don't like, that they thought they were going to like, they don't like. Okay. So I always like to meet with the customer way in advance. I like to know about the colors that they are going to have the dinner, how the table's going to look, the colors that they're interested in, the type of fonts, what they like, what they don't like, and all that kind of stuff. I like to show samples, and and then I like to make samples for them. Like once I get an idea of what it is that they like, when I meet with them to have lunch and stuff like that, I like to have samples on the table. So I'll take one dinner napkin, I'll embroider all four corners, and then I'll say, okay, here are four samples that I've made for you. Do you like them? And and right there we can go off from that. And then after they tell me which one they like, I make one to show them how it's actually going to look with the colors that they choose and all that kind of stuff. I like to do that kind of work way in advance because I want to make sure that the customer is going to be happy with the type of thread that's being used, with the dinner napkin that's being used, and the actual digitizing and how it's going to look. So the last thing I want is for the day of the wedding, and then I'm rushing and they're stressed. And at the end of the day, they don't like what I did. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff, when I take them out to dinner or lunch, really, that's a business meeting. That is an actual business meeting that you're meeting with the customer to get the requirements of your order. That is something that you write off. You make sure you bring that receipt with you. You scan it in, you put it in the transaction and stuff, and you put a little description. Took this customer out to lunch to discuss wedding dinner napkins and stuff like that. Okay. Let me see, what else can I tell you guys. Really, to be honest though, I really think what it is you got to be really organized. That I cannot stress that enough. It can get very overwhelming really, really fast because of the expenses. In the beginning, you're going to be spending so much money. Okay. Can you write off some of your yes, you can, Judy. In QuickBooks, they ask you specifics about your workspace. Okay. How big is your room? Okay. And then what it is then there's a formula. I don't know the formula. I know Emmanuel does it for me, but he asks us how much are you spending on electricity per year, and then he has some kind of formula where he'll be able to capture how much of that electricity is contributed to this particular room. Okay. The internet also the same thing. There's a formula that he uses because the of course I have to use internet in order to do my job, because I have to be able to get on Etsy and all that kind of stuff. um you know Hey, Beth. Yes, she says she believes it's 25% off the square footage of your house. Yeah, I know there's a formula, Beth. I don't know what the formula is, and I never bothered to ask because he's the expert. So to me, I look at it as my expertise is to run the business. His expertise is to make sure my books are straight. Okay. And he's had businesses of his own, so I know he knows what he's doing. So I trust him. But there is a formula. And let me see what else. Just like the mileage and even like the car. But see, the thing is, the car is not like a full time. Well, kind of is, I guess, because right now I'm just really moving it for it because I telework now. So, but I don't know. I mean, I know with the car, it's just the mileage. We just do the mileage and stuff like that, right, Mello? And I should write off Mello because Mello is the supervisor. Are you an employee? You are. You're an employee? Okay. So Mel is the supervisor. So he should get a manager's salary if you ask me. So, right, Mel? Yeah, look at that with his head all high. So, yeah, so he look at you. You're too cute. You're cute. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I don't know the formula that he uses for that and stuff. But the best advice that I could really give folks is try to track everything that you spend regarding the business. Track everything that you make as well. Now, this is another thing that I learned real quickly. When it comes to sales locally, okay, you're supposed to charge sales tax. So the way that I do it is I'll just go on Etsy and I'll create a custom listing for them, and the Etsy will create the sales tax and collect the sales tax for me. Okay. I did try doing that on my own. I thought it was a pain. It was real pain. So I just said, you know what? I collect the list, the information. That what I'll do is I'll just do custom order on Etsy, and I'll write down all the details on the Etsy order and stuff like that, and then I'll have the customer just purchase it through Etsy. And the only thing I hate though is that Etsy gets like 6.5% of the sale, but it's all right. I mean, they collect the tax and all that kind of stuff, and so I figured, okay, that's fine. I'll just live with that, okay, until I find a better way to do that, okay. Let me see other lessons learned. Yeah, when you buy stickers, even when you buy stickers, your packaging, okay, you buy tissue paper, you buy stickers, you buy boxes for your to sell and stuff like that, to ship out. All of that, you got to keep track of all your expenses. I'm telling you, it's going to be a pain, and it'll probably be very overwhelming, especially in the beginning. Because it's a lot. It really is a lot. And what's funny is sometimes people say, oh, I'm going to do this for fun, but then what ends up happening is, like I said, when you have a job, when you work for someone else, you clock in, you clock out, and that's it, you're done. But when you have your own business, it actually becomes what you live and breathe every day. Okay, because it's yours and you care about it. And if you do nothing, then what happens is you get nothing. Okay. So you get out of it what you put into it. Okay. And it's going to take time. And that's another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is, you know, when you start a business, and Emmanuel, he called me today because he was asking me how things were going and stuff like that. Because he always checks on me every like 2 or 3 months to see how things are going. He told me that usually it takes 5 years for a business to be in a place where they're going to know whether they're going to succeed or not. Okay. And the reason being is because when you first stand up a business, there is just so much that you have to do, especially in the expense side. Okay. Like, for instance, I have to buy all the embroidery machines, I have to buy my sewing machines, I had to buy all my threads. You got to buy your stabilizers and all that kind of stuff. So all of your expenses are up there. Okay. They're all going to go up there. So as you start to sell stuff, your profit, whatever little profit you made, kind of already got eaten up because you got this whole huge expense. Okay. So, but as time goes on, right? Once you have purchased your embroidery machine, once you have paid off your embroidery machine and all that kind of stuff, it's no longer an expense. It's an asset that's in your business, and it's not costing you anything. Well, it cost you something at one time, and it's going to cost you to operate it and all that kind of stuff, right? But the thing is, you're not going to be buying an embroidery machine every year. Okay. You're going to buy it and you're going to dispense it, and you'll probably be dispensing it for maybe like the first, I don't know, you'll probably dispense it maybe 4 or 5 years, something like that. I don't know how long Emmanuel said I'm going to be dispensing mine. I think I'm dispensing it for 3 or 4. I'm not sure. But once that's done, then you're going to be at the place where it's just buying supplies. Okay. And it's just regular supplies. You probably won't be buying thread as much as you're buying in the very beginning. Okay. Because by then you should have a whole library of different colors, and hopefully the customers that come in will use the colors that you already have in stock. And if you have to buy a color, you're probably talking about what, 1 or 2 combs, or not a lot. Okay. You probably already have in stock a bunch of stabilizers, right? The only time you have to buy stabilizers is to see when your inventory is running low. So it's going to get better. Okay. It gets better over time and stuff like that. So far, the business has been making about, last year I made 22,000. This year, I think I'm going to make about 25, something like that. But the thing is, I do have high expenses also. So I'm still in that almost breaking even stage. And I got to be honest though, I want to be in the breaking even stage, because you got to remember that when you start bringing in the dough, Uncle Sam's going to come looking for you. Okay. Because Uncle Sam's going to come out and say, oh, your business profited this much money. So because it profited this much money, now you got to give me your percentage of taxes and stuff like that. So as long as right now I always try to run it at a loss, or as well, like last year I was at a loss of like $100, right? So, but I kind of wanted to do that because I'm not at the place where I'm ready to pay the taxes. But the thing is, I have too many expenses anyway, right? But I know that probably it's either going to start this year or next year, where the expense is not going to be as high as the income. And that is when I know I'm going to have to, pay Uncle, Theo Sam a visit and say, hi, how are you? And here you go. Here's your check. Okay. So, it is what it is, right? So that's just something that I'm just going to have to deal with, right? So, but that's what you want, actually, because you want to make money. You don't want to be at a place where you're always like losing money. Now, another thing too that I know helps me and might help you too And I always done this since I started this, and I started this back in I opened my shop in like 19 something. It wasn't no 19 something. It was 2019. 2019 I opened the shop. Okay. So one of the things I always did was I kept monthly reports. Okay. Now, but see, I'm a very detailed person. Okay. I do a lot of analysis work at my job. So, at my day job. So, doing that kind of detailed work, it comes easy for me because it's what I love to do. So, I like to analyze how the business ran month to month. Okay. I like to look at to see what was it that I had to buy that month, and then how many sales came in, how much, money I made in sales. But I also like to see what was it that sold. Okay. Because you want to look at your product line. You want to see what out of all your products, what was your best sellers, what were the ones that didn't sell at all. Um and then I don't just go and say, okay, it didn't sell at all. If you go to Etsy, you can see if your views got, if your listings got any views. Okay. If I see that I have listings out there where people didn't even take the time to take a look at it, that I'm like, it kind of like flags a little bit for me, right? And then what I'll do is I'll leave it there for a little bit, and then I just want to see, because it could be too, sometimes you just have a bad month. Sometimes people, are just, I mean, remember gas prices went up like crazy. It's still a little high. I know they came down a little bit, but I know it's so high. Food and all that kind of stuff. Some people, when the pandemic hit, some people lost their jobs and all that kind of, the economy, right? So you have to take all that into account. And then I'd like to look at my listings to see, did people get views? And then if I see that a couple of months and I see a pattern, and I just say, okay, well, maybe that kitchen towel that I thought was so cute ain't really as cute as I thought. Okay. Because sometimes what you like, the people don't like. Okay. And that's the other thing too, when you are looking at what you're trying to create, like your business and stuff like that. And you got to think about your marketing. You got to think about what you want to do, who you want to do it for, and you want to make sure that there's a need out there for it. Okay. Is there really a need? And then you also want to take a look and see, is anyone else doing the same thing that you're doing? And see how how is their business going, right? Do they seem to be selling a lot of that product? And then ask yourself, what they're selling and what you're selling, is it going to be different? Okay. Because you know, everybody can sell the same thing, but there's got to be something different about yours, right? You want yours to have that unique niche, that touch, okay? And stuff. So you know, yeah, and there's just so many things like branding. Branding is a big thing, marketing, the social media. There's a lot of ways that you can brand your stuff now. Some people do TikTok, some people do Facebook, some people put it on Marketplace. Some people use eBay, some people use Etsy. Just throwing out ideas for you guys. I tried the Marketplace. I didn't It was okay. It was all right. I mean, I sold some stuff over there, but it just wasn't my thing. eBay, I sold on eBay a couple of years ago, but it wasn't like for business. I did the eBay thing because you know I was trying to sell my son's clothes when he was little. You could buy used clothes and stuff like that from eBay and stuff like that, but it wasn't an entrepreneur thing. um yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I really hit the mark tonight for um is Mello wearing your husband's t-shirt? No, Iris. I just saw Iris. No, that's his little sweater. That's his sweater because it's getting cold in Virginia now. It really is. But I'm gonna go down the comments and stuff and see if you guys have questions, and I'll see if I answer them the best I can. Um, Let me see. I see Beth and Sassy. Hey Jane, how you doing? Hey Robin. Hey Trisha. Hey Miss Wade. Miss Wade went over to the sew and quilt show. And yeah, I'm gonna be heading here tomorrow and stuff. And she told me that it is awesome. Okay, so now I'm like, she got me super excited. Okay, so now I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go and stuff. So, man, so Miss Banks, get ready. I'll be picking you up and wear some comfortable shoes because she said that place was rocking. So, I mean, I can't wait to go and stuff. So, and I was thinking that maybe like next Friday, maybe we could do like a show and tell of the stuff that we found at the sewing and quilt expo. So, I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see about that and stuff. Um, hey, Miss Ferguson, and thank you so much for the super chat. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I'm so tired and stuff. Thank you so much. I appreciate that and stuff. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Terry. Hey, Oakley. Hey, Danielle. For once, I can watch and not have to leave midway and put the kids to bed. She's with grandma. Oh, that's so cool. Enjoy them when they're little, though. They grow up so fast. And so I can't believe Carlito's already 22. And so, hey, Marcia, how you doing? Hey, Miss Brown. Hey, crafty Puerto Rican. So I'm gonna fight the rain for tomorrow, and I hope you guys, anybody that's out in Florida, I really hope you guys doing okay. I know my sister and my mom are doing okay because they're in Homestead in Miami, and they did not get hit. Um, I know my stepson Justin is in South Carolina, Charleston, and they're supposed to get hit. So he called me yesterday, and he called me and his dad, and he said he's getting all prepared and everything. I'm sure he's gonna be fine. And then I know we're gonna get hit with just rain. But I'm gonna fight that rain because I want to go to that sewing and quilt expo. Ain't no rain gonna stop me from going. So so I'm planning on going there. Hey Barb, hey Angela, hey Mary Beth, hey girly, hey Iris. How you guys doing? Hope the storm didn't affect you guys. Well, not yet. Now it's just raining. It's raining in Virginia. And I've already gone and I supercharged the car. So I am ready. That Tesla is going to be going to Fredericksburg. It's the hey, Miss Banks, get ready for tomorrow. I'm excited. Hey, Rap. I think it's Rap Blue. I think I jacked up your name, girl. I'm sorry. Hey Karen, how you doing? Hey Elisa. You guys have questions, ask and stuff. Hey Bart, planning is everything for retirement. I was ready to retire 2 years ago, age 60, and have a custom embroidery and sewing shop. See, Bart, and that's exactly what I want to do. And and there's a reason why I wanted to do this. See, I'm like I said, I'm going to retire in 3 years, right? And I'm going to tell you, there have been a lot of times where I have been to retirement parties, and next thing you know, it's like 1 or 2 months later, they are back in the office. And I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, oh, I got bored. I'm like, bored? I am not going to get bored. So, that's the thing. When I saw it too many times at the job, I just saw it too many times at the job. People leave, they come back. And it's just not going to be me. I don't want that for me. I really don't. I want to get the heck out of there. I love them all, and I am very grateful for the career that I have. I think I'm very, very blessed. But I worked really hard to get so I worked hard. So nothing was given. Okay. That's one thing I always tell people. Oh yeah, this was not given. I worked really, really hard to get where I'm at. But the thing is, I'm tired and I just don't want to do it anymore. It gets to the point where it's kind of like, you want to move on, you want to do something else. So I just feel that way. So I just said, okay, I'm just going to keep doing it until I finish my my whole 30 years. And when I'm done with my 30 years, I want a new second avenue in my life. And that's exactly what I want. I want to do like Barb is doing, have a custom embroidery and sewing shop. And I still don't know. I'm still in a limb of, should I keep the business at home? Should I do a storefront? I love watching Liliana's channel. She's in Bro Print now. I'm just so at awe with her because it's like she has her own little shop, and I just think it's like so awesome. Okay. And I was even thinking to myself, I wanted to reach out to her and see if I could visit her in her shop and maybe like volunteer to work for a weekend or a week, just so that, get some mentorship from her. I probably reach out to her and stuff. But I was just so like amazed, and I'm like, oh my God, that's like so awesome. And so happy for her because I feel like, she got to do what she wanted to do right from the beginning, right? Open up her shop and stuff like that. And I really wanted to get advice from her because, she doesn't just own that shop. She owns that whole building, the strip of stores. Okay. So that whole property she owns up front, and she actually rents out to the other like laundromat and all that kind of stuff. So she has like, I think it's like maybe 4 or 5, I'm not sure, of other shops that are in that strip, and she's the owner of it. So she owns the property and she rents out shops. She got commercial property, and then she has her own little, she's at the corner, so I was just like, I'm just so at awe, and I'm so like, wow, like, so but I don't know if that's what I want to do. The thing also, that one of the things Emmanuel has told me about is when you do a storefront, you're going to have to think about the rent. Rent is very expensive, and of course you got to pay rent. That comes out of your profits. And also you have to buy insurance and all that kind of stuff. So it's a whole other ball game. It's a whole other ball game and stuff like that. I don't know the details of it, but I just have to, I have to figure it out. And I guess I got time. I have 3 years before I retire. So right now I'm really just focused more on my brand, trying to really excel my skill, build the network stronger, and really try to home in to what I really want to do. Okay. I'm doing really well with the napkins. I'm doing really well with embroidering for other small businesses. I am doing really good with the kitchen towels and stuff like that. So far my products seem to be going pretty good. I don't know what else I want to expand upon. I got some ideas, but I'm not too sure. I still have to work on some designs and stuff like that. There's just so much that I have. And like I said, it could get very overwhelming, which is why I like to carry around my notebook, because sometimes it's like, I'll think of something and then I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. And this is the other thing too, is that, you're going to notice that sometimes you got so much to do that it can get so overwhelming. And one of the things, it gets to the point where it's like you start a project, then you're halfway there, and then you got to start another one halfway there, whatever. And then what ends up happening is, you get mad at yourself because you feel like you didn't accomplish anything. And you got to get organized. So to me now, what I do is I have that notebook and where I jot down all my ideas. And then what I'll do is I will pick an idea, and I will commit one day to that idea. And that's all I do. Unless I have orders from the Etsy shop. Of course, that's going to have to come first because I got to fill those orders, because when you get orders from the Etsy shop, you have a processing time that you have to meet. And, you can't mess around with that. So, I get up in the morning. That's the first thing I do is I look at Etsy. If I have orders, just pump them out, ship them out, and then work on whatever project I have. Today I was playing around with coasters, trying to sew them. I don't like the way it came out. I'll show you. Um, okay, there we go. This is a coaster that I made. I was trying to make them. I don't like the way they came out. I think it's a little too simple. I don't think it's gonna work. Um, it did meet my expectations. Let's just say that, okay? It just didn't. It didn't. I think, and it has batting in there. It's batting in there. Maybe I should have put two battings in there or something like that. Maybe I should try something else. I don't know, because I have a bunch of Christmas fabric, and I was trying to figure out, the holidays are coming. Maybe I can sew some coasters, some holiday coasters or something like that. I was just trying to come up with ideas. But things that I could do that's really simple, because one of the things that I notice is I do get really busy in the Christmas time because everybody wants the personalized kitchen towels. The kitchen towels that are not personalized, I make those well in advance. I always try to make sure that I have at least like 10 in stock, because I know those go pretty quickly. But once those are gone, then it's like, okay, I gotta make them. So it gets overwhelming. It gets overwhelming and stuff. So yeah. But yeah. Hey Fatima. Good evening from Florida. I am sad, but watching you made me cheery. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you I hope you didn't get caught up in all that stuff. And Fatima. Except that sucks. I know. It does. It's a hey girly, hey Nancy, how you doing? It's the hey and Evelyn. Hola. Alina. Alina. What's that? Let me see. This is the place for you. You deserve the rest. Love my napkins. Oh, thank you, girl. Oh, that's Maria. And so I'm glad you liked your napkins. I like making them and stuff. We survived. Oh, hey, Judy. We survived Hurricane Ivan. Oh, good for you. Hey, Cece. Hey, Miss Frost. I started my company just to have extra money. I retired at 56. Good for you. Good for you. That's young, too. You retired young. I'm going to be at 57 and a half, because I got to do a whole 30. Okay. So I retired at 56, and I'm a widow. Oh, I'm sorry. I lost my whole computer in July, which includes accounting and 6 years of design. Yeah, okay, lesson learned. Back up. Back up. That's another thing. Very, very important too. Miss Ross, I'm so sorry that happened. But God, I hope you had your designs, at least have some of the designs on USB, thumb drives, or an external drive. It's one of the things that I always tell people. Or if you have iCloud and stuff like that, it really is worth it to back up your stuff, because like she said, look, 6 years of designs, I could only imagine how much they cost. And that's the other thing too. When you go out there, you buy these embroidery files, that's a business expense. Okay, make sure you have your receipt and you save that and you put that in Quicken that you spent money on an embroidery design. Okay, but a lot of times people don't realize, you buy these embroidery designs, and you're not just buying one. Okay, you end up with a lot. You truly do. Different fonts, different types of shapes, different designs for the kitchen, for different, for everything, and all of that adds up in money. It truly, truly does. It really does. And then think about all the files that you have to go get digitized. That's money. That is a lot of money. That's a huge expense. Okay. So sometimes I really wonder, like, I ask myself, I wonder, besides the machinery, okay, because we all know the machinery is like in the thousands. Okay. Besides the machineries, what is the one thing that really creeps up the most in cost when it comes to embroidery. And what really the top three that comes to my mind is the thread, the stabilizer, and the design. Okay, because the hoops, they're very expensive, but there it's a one-time cost, right? Just like with the machine, it's expensive, but it's just one time. Okay, but the constant cost that you're always going to be spending money on is thread, your stabilizer, and your designs. Those are the three that always come to my mind. I don't know if there's something else out there that goes into your bucket as what you're always spending money on. Okay, like if you actually sell the shirts, then I would say maybe blanks and stuff like that. But the thing is, the blanks to me, um well, my kitchen towels. When I do the kitchen towels, I have all those blanks. I do all the blanks for the kitchen towels. I do all the blanks for the aprons. But see, the thing is, when it comes to garments like clothing and all that kind of stuff and everything, I have a couple of them for children's wear, but it's not really my thing. I don't really sell it. Like I do have, like I think I only got like 3 or 4 listings for clothes for kids for clothes. It's not really my thing. I have them here though, because mostly what I usually do is if I have a friend who has a grandchild or something like that, then I'll ask them, hey, what size they are. And if I have to go to their birthday party, well, not that I have to go, but you get invited to the birthday party and stuff like that. I like to make something special for them. So, and kids actually love it when you embroider something with their initials or their name or something like that, right? So I always have those for that stuff. But yeah, but Miss Ross, I hate that happened, man. I would be so upset too. That's I hope you can figure it out on how to get all those designs back. Because I'm sure too that you're talking 6 years of designs. I'm sure those are designs that probably you're not even be able to find anywhere to buy, because sometimes people, they change their designs all the time on people's websites, and stuff. Um, let's see. Hey, Miss Max, how are you? Um, let's see. Hey, Beth from California, how you doing? Hey, Susan. Hey, Debbie. Okay, opened up my shop last week. This week I've had 3 sales. One is huge in the there you go, Debbie. Oh, that's so cool. You go, girl. That's the way to do it. I'm telling, and you know what? It's fun. And you know what's so cool too? To me, it's satisfying. It's satisfying when somebody buys something from your shop because it's like, oh wow, somebody likes what I did. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, oh, you feel good. You really do. You feel good. So I think in a way that's why it's like right now where I'm at in my life, like I said, I'm not retired yet. And this is not really my bread and butter. So I'm actually doing it because I really just have fun doing it. And as I'm learning, I like teaching other people about how to do it as well. So I'm really having a really good time doing this. And I actually got to meet a lot of neat people during this journey, right? So it's like I just love it, okay? And and to me it's a high. It's a high when somebody like buys something from your shop, because then you're like, oh my god, wow, somebody likes that. And then when they leave my a review, if they give me a 5 star and I know they really loved it, it's nice. It really is a great feeling, and I love that. I really, really do. Um, and so, but Debbie, congratulations. And and that's a big accomplishment to have 3 sales and you just opened it up in 1 week. That to me is a sign that is gonna go really good for you. That I think that is so awesome. That really is. Because I'm gonna tell you, I had mine opened up and it took a while for my first sale and all that kind of stuff and everything. And, little bumps on the road. But good for you. I think that's you're good to you're off to a good start. I think that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I think that is so cool and stuff. Hey Jamie, how you doing? Um, let's see. Oh, everybody's congratulating Debbie, boy. Shoot, she deserves it. That's like so awesome. I think that's so cool and stuff. Let's see. Hey, Evemar, how are you doing? Hey, Judy. Oh, Danielle. Okay. What time are you coming tomorrow to the Sewing and Quilt Expo? I went yesterday and I'm going back tomorrow to pick up my new sewing cabinet. Oh, Danielle. Okay, we got to meet. Okay. So I am going tomorrow. I will be picking up Miss Banks at 11 and I mapped it out and I believe it's about an hour and a half drive. So I'm picking up Miss Banks at 11. And then we should be there around like 12 to 12:30. And I think they close at 5, right? So one of the things that Ms. Banks was saying was it's really always best to go the last day and to go like towards the end because sometimes the vendors will lower prices or something like that, so that way, because they don't want to take all that inventory back home with them, right? But Miss Wade went and she was texting me today about like, oh my god, it's awesome. They got a lot of stuff, so I know I'm gonna be in trouble. So I'm gonna probably be all over the place, but I will definitely let you guys know where I'm at. Okay. And then maybe I don't know if they have a place to have lunch or something like that, but I'll let you guys know where I'm at. And then maybe we can all like sit together and stuff like that. And then I was telling Miss Wade that maybe for like next Friday, right? Since a lot of us will be going there, maybe what we could do is like a show and tell. I'll do StreamYard. Sorry. I'll do StreamYard. I could put a link out there. And if you guys aren't camera shy or anything like that, I'll share the screen with you guys so that we can like share with each other. What did we get? Like what would our great finds at the sewing and quilt shop? Because this is my first time going. And I have to tell you, I'm like super excited. I don't even know if I'm going to sleep. I better sleep because then Miss Banks will hit me over the head and go, "Girl, you driving." So, but this year I just wanted to look around to see what it was about because I never went before, right? So to this year, my goal is to just look around and shop a little, and then next year, because they sent me the thing and I see that they have classes. So I think for next year, what I'll probably do is I'm going to register for classes too. And I'll probably do the whole 3 days that they're there, just to enjoy the whole thing and take part of it. Because everybody talks about this place, of this whole like thing that it's like so super awesome. So, but I did notice, and one of the things that me and Miss Banks were talking about is they didn't really have that many classes on embroidery, because I looked on the schedule, right? Because embroidery is like a particular color, right? It's supposed to be the orange. And as you can see, like right here, this is the only thing that they had for embroidery was this orange, and this was quilting with embroidery, and this was on Thursday, right? And then everything else, the other stars that I put, that was machine quilting and stuff that I saw, because those were like classes that I thought I might be interested in. But the quilting's more Nancy's thing. My sister loves to quilt. Okay, me, I'm the embroiderer. I love embroidery. Embroidering is my thing. Okay, machine embroidery. But I saw they only had quilting with embroidery, which I was kind of like, oh, I would have wanted to take that. And then, but that was it. That's it. Everything else is mostly sewing. All of these pinks were sewing classes. The blue is the quilting. So you see there's a lot of quilting classes that they had and stuff. And they had general interest where you can make a bag or stuff like that. And that was on Thursday. And then today, when I looked, I didn't see anything in no, they did. Friday, today, they only had 2 classes in the hoop classes. Okay. And talk about in the hoop. Okay. And Miss Banks, if you're still watching, you're going to be proud of me because I tried it. I tried a in the hoop project trying to do what you did. And I got it. However, I don't think mine came out as good as yours. I mean, it works. It works, but I think it's the material that I used was too flimsy. It's a vinyl, and yeah, it's an in the hoop, very easy to do. Like you said, it was not hard at all. Um, but I didn't like the material that I used. It wasn't as strong as yours, so I gotta pick your brain tomorrow and see what vinyl are you using, because the vinyl that I'm using, and I'll bring this with me tomorrow so you can take a look at it. I don't think it's as stiff as the one that you made me. So I'm like, it's not something that I would I didn't like it. I like yours better. Let's just say that. Okay. But you've probably been doing this stuff for a long time and stuff. So like I was saying, today they only had 2. They had in the hoop cord minders, and then they had in the hoop sewing accessories. Okay. And then tomorrow, they just have one embroidery class, which starts at 9. So, I'm not going to make it and stuff. So it's called embroidered embroidered, I don't even know, clutch, sorry. Embroidered clutch. So, but everything else, all these pink, this is all sewing, this is all quilting. Yeah, they didn't have too much for embroidery. So I'm kind of like, but that's okay. I mean, I still want to go. I still want to see everything. And then, even next year, if they don't have too many things in embroidery, I will pick some classes for for me to take in sewing and quilting. And then maybe next year, I'll ask my sister if maybe she wants to fly out, and then we can go together. Or I think they also have this event also in Florida, but I think it's in Orlando. I'm not sure. I could fly out there. Yeah, but yeah, it doesn't say the other places and stuff like that. But according to what I hear, this is a really, really huge event. And I believe they have it in Texas. I know they have it in Florida. I just don't remember where in Florida, if it's Orlando or something like that. But yeah, excuse me. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. So Danielle, I will post it on Facebook, where we're going to be, so we can meet up with everybody and stuff. Let me see. I am decluttering as we speak. She's getting ready for her new sewing cabinet and stuff. Oh my God, that is awesome. And so I am thinking about sewing. Yeah, I got to get new furniture. My furniture, yeah, I got a picnic folding table. That's actually what I'm using right now. So I need to upgrade my sewing room furniture pretty soon and stuff. And I know that'll be a business expense because it's for the business, So yeah, so let's see what else we got over here. If you have questions, love your nails. Oh, thank you. I have been treating myself. They are going to be coming off soon. Though I was putting them on because I was biting my nails, And once you put them on, you don't bite your nails anymore. And I think I've had them on for, I think, 2 months now. So I just wanted to have them for 2 months, and then I'm going to ask the lady, take them off and just put clear nail polish on my real nails, and I'm done, and stuff. It's just that my nails really were getting bad, and I wanted to but thank you. And I will say, I was having fun with getting them done. It felt kind of nice. You feel kind of pampered. I don't do that enough, and I really should, but yeah, but oh well. Hey, Jenny said hi, Mello. Oh, he's asleep now. He's asleep. Let me see. Thank you for the video. Anything on shipping? Okay, for shipping, Veronica. Yes. Oh, let me share some info with shipping. Okay. Shipping supplies. Try to buy the bulk. I usually get them from Amazon and stuff. They're pretty inexpensive, but keep track of all the costs of your shipping supplies. The packaging, any type of stickers that you use, your shipping bags, shipping boxes. Make sure you get a thermal shipping printer label. Okay, don't use your regular printer. I learned that the hard way because you use up all your ink. And I used a Rolo, and the one that I have. If you go to my Amazon storefront, you'll see exactly all the list of all the stuff that I do for shipping and everything. Another thing too, you probably will laugh at this. When I first started, okay, I was not printing my shipping labels using Etsy. Okay, I was actually just taking a plain label, and I was putting, from the Etsy shop, and then I was handwriting the customer's name and their address. And then I would take all the packages and bags, and I would actually stand in line at the post office and then pay over the counter to ship all the packages. Okay. So I did that for a long time. And I hated it. I was like, that was the one part that I hate, because I would get to the post office, and of course, I would be working on the orders, and then I would get there like 4:30. They close at 5, and there would be a long line, and I would have to stand in that line with these bags, and then go and give the packages one by one to the guy, so the guy would tell me how much it's going to cost to ship and all that kind of stuff and everything. So anyway, I ended up finding out that when you do it that way, you actually pay more for the shipping. Okay. You actually do save money if you go through Etsy and you buy your shipping label using them. And it's so much easier because you buy the shipping label using them, and you can also print out your own shipping label, and then you just stick it to the package. I don't have to handwrite anybody's address. Okay. Then you take all the stuff, and then you just take it to the post office, and they usually have like a table or something aside where you see everybody standing online. But because you already have your stuff packaged and properly labeled, you just put it at the table and just say hi to them, and then you leave. That's it. You don't have to stand in line or anything, because everything's already paid for. Okay. Now, there's another site that you can go to if you don't want to buy your shipping labels from Etsy. It's something called, oh God, I know it's I think it's Pirate Ship, pirateship.com. Yeah, I think it's that. It's Pirate Ship, pirateship.com. You can put in the information of where you're shipping it to, and the dimensions and all that kind of stuff, and they will give you a variety of selections. But even though Etsy does too, because it allows you to pick, do you want to send it through US Postal Service? Do you want to send it to UPS? Do you want to use flat rate box and stuff like that? It gives you all those options and stuff so that you can fill that out. But you could go to Private Ship too, and you can get it through them if you want to. Okay. But to me, because I use Etsy and stuff like that, I'm like, I can do that. And at the same time, one of the things that I like about Etsy is because my Etsy shop is connected to QuickBooks. So when I buy the shipping label from Etsy, that transaction of how much it costs for the shipping label and all that kind of stuff and the shipping transaction, that automatically shows up in my QuickBooks account. Okay, so I don't have to go in there manually and type it in. As if I use Pirate Ship, I usually type it in. Okay, or maybe there is a way you can hook it up so that it imports. I'm not sure. I know I don't have it set up that way. I type mine in. So but that is the one thing, Veronica, that I could say about shipping is make sure that you have your printer, make sure that you know who you're going to use. If you have an Etsy shop, if you're going to buy your labels from Etsy, or are you going to buy it from another company like Private Ship, stuff like that? Don't do what I do. Don't go to the post office. Don't stand online, and don't pay the full commercial price, because when you buy the labels and you buy them online and you pre-ship is I guess they call it pre-labeling or whatever. You get a discount. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. Okay. So yeah, that's the let me see, is that it with shipping? Make sure you package your stuff good. Okay, you don't want it damaged during while it's in the mail. You don't want it damaged or anything like that. Make sure you package it good. When I do my kitchen towels and stuff like that, I always send them out in a plastic, within a plastic. Okay, so same thing with my dinner napkins and stuff like that. I make sure I package them well. Presentation is very important too. You want to make sure that you really package them with care and stuff like that. I do put in more information about my business in the packaging when I ship stuff out. Okay, so I put in my business package. I even put in a I use this. There you go. I use this. Okay. And what I usually do is I'll write the customer's name on here. Okay. So I use this. So when they open the package, it has their name on it. They see that. And then I'll put in my business card. I also put in a postcard where, it tells them about the YouTube channel in case they're interested in knowing how I make products and all that kind of stuff. And now this is new. I'm going to be including how to care for your items. Okay, so this is another addition that I'm going to be adding to the packaging and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what I have regarding shipping and stuff. Let me see. Hey Bitsy, how you doing? Hey Ruth. Hey Jenny. Oh, I learned QuickBooks back in 2001 for a previous job. Oh, so you should have, then Jenny, it's gonna be good for you. Then you know how to work it. There's no learning curve. Even though QuickBooks is not really that hard. It really isn't and stuff. I was able to pick it up pretty quick and stuff. Hey Leslie. Can you, yes, Judy, you can write off the electric bill, the internet, your phone bill, because you're using it for your business and stuff. But the person that deals with your taxes and stuff like that, they're gonna get information about the square footage of the house and stuff like that, and they do have a formula that they use, and they will calculate it for you and stuff like that. So I don't know the actual details of what it goes into the calculation and stuff like that. I look at it as that's Emmanuel's job. He does that and stuff. Hey PJ mommy, great topic today. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. Well, so somebody asked for it so that's why. Yes, Emmanuel is a CPA, and he has his PhD also. He's smart. I mean, he's got his PhD, he's got his law degree, and he's a CPA as well. So yeah, he's up there and stuff, and we've been friends for a very, very long time. And yeah, he does all my stuff. When he got excited when I told him that I was going to do the embroidery business, and he was kind of like, okay, he goes, so I got you. And I'm like, okay, no problem. That was no brainer because I was gonna ask him to do it anyway. So I was glad that he said that and stuff. Hey, puede escribir el nombre de la página para digitize a diseño. Yes. Okay. It's what is fossils? Hold on, lo voy a hacer ahora. I'm gonna do it right now. Oh, wrong mouse. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get you fossils information. Okay. Oh God, Fossil, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I know it's Focus something. He posts all the time. Let's see. Okay, let me check my email. Hold on. I will get that for you. Where are you, Fossil? There you go. Okay, Fossil. Okay, Focus Logo Digitizing Services. Okay, and let me write that in the chat for you. Focus Logo. Oh, my typing is so slow. Digitizing Services, LTT, and his name is Fossil. Hold on, I think I spelled his name right. Hold on, because I spelled it wrong. Okay, hold on. I am going. He is the owner. Alamu. Okay. Is the owner. There you go. I put it in the chat for you. Te lo escribí en el chat. El nombre de la compañía y el nombre del hombre que me hace los dibujos. Okay, so, all right. I just told him that I put Fossil's company name and his name in the chat that does the digitizing for me because he's really, really good and stuff. I love using him and stuff. And he's so thorough. What I really like too is he's so responsive. And you have any problems and stuff, he works with you and all that kind of stuff. He's awesome. I referred him to several people and everybody always comes back and says they really like working with him. He's really, really nice guy. He gets paid in pets and treats. He does. He really does. Okay, Mello loves his paycheck and stuff. What is the favorite beanie brands or supplies for everyone? I have a project to do. Thank you. Oh, okay. Susan, there's a gentleman he has a YouTube channel. I think it's Romero Threads. Okay. He has a video on beanies and he mentioned a company that he likes buying his beanies from. I think it's SS Associate, something like that. I'm not sure. But Susan, I recommend you look up his YouTube channel. It's called Romero Threads. Okay. And he did some videos on some beanies and he was able to show some websites of where he got his beanies, really good quality beanies and stuff. I always got mine from Walmart. I paid I think they're like $1.97 for it. But if you're, but it, like I said, it depends on who you're embroidering for, right? So to me, I would not use $1.97 beanie for for a company or something like that, right? And if it's a big order from a customer and stuff like that, I'm sure they're going to want good quality beanies and stuff like that. But I do the $2 beanies because it's for my friends' kids and stuff like that. So it's not, the quality's not that important, and stuff. But I would check them out. I would check them out. And also look at jiffyshirts.com, but I'm not sure how big they are on the hats. Okay, I know with the shirts they do really good. With the bags they do pretty good as well. But just give them, I know with baseball hats they have a whole lot too, but check out, they might have some beanies and stuff like that, and they're really good on return. So if you buy something and it doesn't look good or whatever, check out the return policy though to make sure. But then you can always return it and stuff like that. Okay. The beanies, I've tried buying them from Amazon. I don't like the quality so much. It didn't seem too good to me. So I'm like, I don't know. But try using Square for local sales. Hey, okay. Oh, they can calculate and break down the tax, and then you report to you. Oh, I didn't know that. I did. Thank you. Okay. But I'm sure. Okay. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to ask about that. And maybe that's something that I'll do when I open up a shop, a bigger shop, maybe, because I'm going to look into it, because I'm sure with Square, there are some fees and stuff like that. So I just need to see if it's going to be worth it for me. Yeah, but see, my local sales are growing, so I may have to do that. But thanks for letting me know, Orky. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna check out Square. See, there you go. Okay, do you have an LC? Yes, I do. Coffee Alley, I do have one. I got mine. I went to LegalZoom.com and I got it from there. It's like $85. It's not much. Um, I you don't need to have an LLC if you want to have an Etsy shop. The reason why I got it was, well, first of all, Emmanuel recommended that I get it. So he told me to, and then and he said to register with the state as well, because you want to grab the name of your business. Okay. Now I'm gonna be honest. I use the name right now as Unique Designs for You. But I also have another LLC, which I think that is really going to be what I'm going to lean towards, which is Latina Stitches and Company. That's really, I don't know why, I just like that name better. And it kind of falls more in line with the stuff that I do, because a lot of the embroidery that I do is really geared more towards, like my kitchen towels are mostly like in Spanish and stuff like that. And I want to do more embroidery in Spanish. So I think Latina Stitches and Company will probably be better. For the company, I'm not sure. I'm still at limbo about it. Sometimes I play around with different names and I go, well, maybe 3 years from now, I could switch up my business name to Valley Stitches or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. But it was something that Emmanuel wanted me to do so that I can secure the name for the company in the state. He was like, just do it so you have the name. And if and then also another thing is, when you have an LLC, it's kind of like you get your business license. And when you have your business license, so you get that certificate. And then when you go to these wholesale websites, you can you send them your business license and then you can purchase from them. Okay. And sometimes you want to be able to do that because you get cheaper prices and stuff like that. Now they do have like something like states you can apply for like tax exempts. Like if you're buying, I guess, blanks and stuff. I have not dived into that, for the simple fact that I don't buy blanks really. I don't really buy a lot of blanks and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the stuff that, mostly the blanks that I usually buy are the towels, and the towels are really not that bad. Okay. And the thing is, when I do embroidery locally, a lot of times what I am selling is really just service. I'm not really, I don't have a problem with people bringing the blanks to me. At first I did, because I was like petrified. And that's the other thing too. When you start a business and everything, and then you really have to start building your confidence, because I remember the first time I was kind of like, oh, I was sweating when they they brought the item in and I had to embroider it. I mean, I was like sweating and nervous, and I was like, oh my God, what if I mess it up? Stuff like that, but now it's like, I'm good. I know what I can embroider on. I know what I can't embroider on. I know how to deal with the sale. They come to me with something. I'm like, okay, how much did this item cost? Where did you get it from? And I'll take the risk. And you just have to. Because the thing is, you're not going to get better if you just keep if you don't take risks, right? You have to learn and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I do have an LLC. It's not mandatory if you're doing Etsy, like I said, but it is something that I got. Hey Iris, Mello's big. Yeah, he is big. He went to the vet today. He lost 2 pounds. He used to be 80, now he's 78, which is good. He should be about 75, 80. He's in that thing. His dad was I think his dad was 85, his mom was 70 something. So he had big parents and stuff. And I love big dogs and stuff. Hey Kathy, how you doing? Let's see. Another day on Sewing Machine Plus. Oh, and you know what? Talk about Sewing Machine Plus, Judy. I don't know if you guys saw, but this week, Miss Banks, she sent me the link. They did a whole review on the Brother SC 1900. And I was kind of like, oh, that is like really, really cool. Now, I also noticed that on Amazon, they are now selling the SC 1950. Okay. And I was found that kind of weird because I know that they were showing the Brother SC 1900. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've looked at the specs between the 1900 and the 1950. And then I looked at the price range on Amazon, and we were talking about, it was like $100 price difference. Okay. The difference between those two, when I looked at all the specs, was the speed. Okay. The SC 1900 stitches at 650 stitches per minute. The SC 1950 is at 850 stitches per minute. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it's the same machine. It's just the difference is the speed. And I was thinking to myself, if I was in the market to buy a new machine, I would spend the extra $100 and buy the SC 1950 for that extra speed. I really would. Because if you really think about it, when you're sitting there embroidering, speed counts. It really does count. So I don't know. It's just because because Judy mentioned, because Sewing Machine Plus is doing lives now and stuff. And I think today they did one on sergers and stuff, serger thread. And yeah, so it was just something that I thought, that I found interesting and stuff. So you and Mello had read. Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, we both do. Yeah, no, his doesn't say Nikes. His is just plain. It's just a plain sweater and stuff. Yeah. Hey Lakeisha, how you doing? Where do you get your blank napkins from? I get them from Amazon, Sandra. If you go on the link of my videos, I always have my I have Amazon storefront. And in there, in the Amazon storefront, if you check on the link of the video descriptions, you'll see the blanks I use, and I list everything. And you'll see the type of dinner napkins that I use and stuff. They're not expensive. They're very good quality too. I even tried the other day. I purchased a different type of dinner napkins because I wanted to, switch up. Because I said, oh, let me see if I could buy some dinner napkins with some lace on them. They came in, and I had to send them back because when you get dinner napkins to embroider, you want to make sure that they're of a certain quality, because if you get dinner napkins that are too thin, then the embroidery can pucker, and you don't want that. So, I'm very particular about the dinner napkins that I use because I need to make sure that they are going to be solid and a good quality and stuff. So, Um, hey Lakeisha, how you doing? Hey Christian. Christine. Sorry. um, yeah, I did. I got them off of Amazon. But look at my Amazon storefront. I have the link, okay? And they're really good quality and they have so many different colors, Sandra. And those are really good to embroider. So if you're looking to embroider, I strongly recommend look at the ones that I'm using and stuff. Hey Beth, getting hit by the tropical storm coming our way. Oh, I hope you just get rain and you don't get, much of that. Would love to see you pick up at the would love to see what you pick up at the expo. Yes, I'll definitely be showing you guys what I get tomorrow. I'm like super excited. I don't know what to expect. My first time, so I'm just like, and when Miss Wade texted me, I was like, oh, she's teasing me. I wanted to get in the car and then I'll be like, oh, I'll just pick up Miss Banks right now. Let's go, So I'm excited, very, very excited. Let me see. If takeout meal to see about the order, go over the meal, then the order they are placing. Takeout meal to see about the order. How do you not go over in the meal than the order they are placing? We don't take out the meal, Veronica. Okay, when I'm taking them, when I sit down and when I sit down with the customer and I pay for the meal, that whole meal, the receipt, their meal and mine is what I write off because that is a meeting. That's a meeting. That's a business meeting. So that's how I do it. How do you not go over in the meal other than the order that? Well, the meal is not part of the cost to me. It's not cost. It's this, I look at it this way. Either they're going to come over here and we're going to sit down at a table and discuss, or I'm going to go to a restaurant and sit down and discuss. I got to gather the requirements one way or another, right? So, and the meal is I write it off in the business as an expense. So it's not a problem. So, to me, and especially if it's a big order, it's, I'm okay with paying for the lunch and stuff. Hope that makes sense. Well, I think I answered it. I'm not sure if I answered it right for you, Veronica. Hey, Miss Baker. My daughter in Hampton has lost power an hour ago. Ooh, I hope I don't lose power. Okay, well, I'm in Haymarket, and you know what? I'll have to text my son, Cardio. He's in Richmond, and I did hear from him today. Yeah, hopefully I get to see him on this coming weekend. I've been, our schedules just have been conflicting and stuff. So I'm hoping to see him. Back in the office or dead. Miss Frost, I tell you, boy, some of these people, they just go back. Yeah, you're right. They either go back in the office or they're dead. And I even know a lady that came back to the office, had a heart attack at the job. And then the week passed by, she was back at work. And I was like, oh, that's just not gonna be me. Not me. Can't. I can't. I refuse. I'm not. I was just like, huh? I was like, wow. So but hey, to each his own, right? But it's just not gonna be me. How long have you been at that company? I don't know if you talk to me. I've got what, 27 years. I got 27 years, 3 more years, and I'll have 30, and then I get my pension. I want my pension. That's why I'm hanging in. Andrea says she retired in 2020, never looked back, love retirement. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm gonna love retirement too. That's what I'm gonna love it. Okay. Now, but that's the thing too, is that I just want to enjoy life. That's all I want, because I feel like I have worked so hard. I was a single mom. I raised my son on my own. I'm married now, but my son, my husband came after. Okay. So, I I busted my ass. I mean, I worked really, really hard to get where I'm at. And it wasn't easy. Okay. So to the way I look at it is, I want to relax and I want to do what I want to do, and I want to enjoy what I'm doing now. And that's why I tell Cardito, you need to hurry up and graduate college so that you can get your stuff together, so that way mom doesn't have to worry about you, and mom can do her thing. Because that's what I want to do. I just want to hang out with Mello and hang out with my hubby, and see Carlito grow up and just do his thing. That's what I want to do and stuff. Florida's recovery goes smoothly. Oh yeah, I feel like you, Jeanette. I do not, will not want to go back working for anyone else. Yeah, and I don't. I just don't. Miss Max, I just don't. I just want to do my thing. That's all it is. And that's one of the things, like I say, also, like when you have your own business, right? Because I've done it. I've turned down orders. When I see that, customers a little snippy or something like that, I'm like, ooh, no, you got the wrong person. Okay, go find somebody else to embroider your stuff. I won't do it. I'm just like, no, because this is all about, to me, this is how I look at it. This is about me having something for me to do that I enjoy. I am not going to allow anybody to come in and make it unenjoyable for me. I mean, it's not like that. It's not my bread and butter. Okay. I don't need it to feed myself. And Mel's gonna get his bone. Okay. We worked hard. We're good. Right now, the money is really going for Carnito and his dorm, because like I said, I saved all the money for college, but I thought, well, I should have known. Okay. I should have known. I'm over here thinking, oh, I see, when I went to college, I stayed living with my parents, and I went to college and I lived with my mom and dad. Okay. I didn't have a problem with doing that. Okay. I was good with that. Right. Now, my sister Nancy took another approach. Okay. She turned 18, went to college. She got the hell out of there. I mean, she was like, she went to Rhode Island and went to Johnson and Wales. So she stayed at the dorm and all that kind of stuff. Me, I'm like, so cheap. I will not pay for a dorm. I mean, because the way I looked at it is, why would I move out of mom and dad's house to go to school and pay rent? No. Mom and dad aren't charging me rent. I get food. I get good Puerto Rican food when I come home. Okay. So I was like, I'm going to stay with mom and dad. There's no issues here. And I'll just go to work and go to college and come home. I was good. And then I graduated college, no college debt. I had absolutely no college debt when I graduated. Never needed a student loan because I lived with my mom and dad. I just worked. And when I didn't have the money to pay for my tuition full time, then that semester I went part time. And then I took classes in the summer. It took me a little longer to graduate, but I didn't care. I wasn't nobody's time clock or anything. I was on Jeanette's time, and mom and dad wasn't kicking me out, So, I mean, I was good because they were fine. They were like, as long as she's doing then something and she's handling her business, my mom and dad were cool with it. They were fine. And then, graduated. So I was just like, no. I'm not gonna, do that. So, yeah. So, when it comes to customers and stuff like that, if I see that somebody's a problem, no, I don't take the order. I just don't take the order. Just tell them you're too busy. You're too busy, or no, I don't do that kind of work, or whatever, just an excuse and stuff. I'm just not going to allow somebody to bring the drama in. It's just not going to happen. I'm not, because I can get snippy too. That's for sure. Let me see. Hey Jill, hi Jeanette, everyone from Rhode Island. My pool is closed for the winter. Oh, and so you're lucky you got a pool. You know, I was thinking maybe we should move and get a pool and stuff because I know Mello is a poodle and he's a water dog and he would love to jump in a pool, but that's okay. Hey, Elma, nombre de la para el diseño digital. Oh, yo escribí el nombre en el chat. And stuff. They're asking for the name again, but I already put it in the chat and stuff. Oh, hit the like button. Thank you, Miss Max. Hey guys, hope you like today's video and topic and stuff. Hope you hit the like. Oh, take your notebook to the show. I will definitely take the notebook to the show. Okay, Miss Wade. I am going to do that. Don't forget utility. Yes, utilities is a write-off as well and stuff. Let me see. Oh, Miss Max, I rented a space at a local flea market in August. I'm closing in November. Not my market. Oh, my mother-in-law has a space in a flea market in South Carolina. One of the things that I wanted to do was send her some of my stuff to see how it would go in South Carolina, but she doesn't want to do it because she says that the people out there, she says the area, people really don't spend a lot of money. She says that they're really at the market and they just want to buy like $1-2 items. So I was just like, okay, whatever. But I think they would, but she might be right. I mean, she's been in that area for a long time. Do you do the hoop coasters? Yes, Robin. I think that's what I'm going to do because this was not in the hoop. This was just me sewing, and I did a 6x6 square. Put batting. Sorry, excuse me. And then I just sewed. That's what I did. Sorry, guys. Oh, the storage. No, I don't get any referrals, Veronica. I bought my embroidery machine from Susie's Quilt Shop. I don't get any referrals and stuff. But what I do, just go to Susie's good though. Don't get me wrong. I recommend her. Very nice lady. She'll help, you can try out the machine there. She's really, really good. So, but she's in Manassas, Virginia and stuff. But no, I don't get the referrals for embroidery machines. I'm not affiliated with Brother at all. So, and I really don't want, I've had some companies reach out to me. I won't do it. I pay for my own machines. I'll pay for my own machines. I don't want to do that. It's not my thing. So let me see. Hey Sandra, what I have done is embroidery on coasters. I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about maybe I can embroider like initials and stuff like that and then sew them. It's just stuff that I was playing around because I had them embroidery machines running for so long on that order. And it wasn't just that order. I had other orders that I was working on as well. So I had both machines going at the same time. So I got so tired and I thought today I wasn't going to turn on the embroidery machine, but then I got another order on an online order and I had to turn it on. So when I got up in the morning, I had to turn it on and fill that order out. And I just wanted to take a break from it. So I was like, oh, let me see if I can sew some coasters just to take a break. And stuff didn't come out good. I was kind of like, oh. Then I was thinking too, maybe I should cut circles. And then I was also thinking I could do a circle. Maybe I could do my serger and serge the edges and stuff like that. I was coming up with different stuff, because this is a pretty fabric. It's a cute Christmas pattern. And I was like, oh, let me see what I can do with it. But I am coming up with new kitchen towel designs because I'm thinking of mixing in applique with with embroidery on kitchen towels. So I have some designs that I have in mind, and I am going to be reaching out to Fossil because I want these designs to be unique. Um, yeah, so I don't know, we'll see what happens and stuff because and I have to get with him quick because Christmas is going to come soon before you know it. I mean, we're in October tomorrow. So I really, I need to get on the ball and stuff because if I want these new designs to hit the shop, I already have some designs that I have to take photographs of because I already embroidered them and they worked. So I'm going to be putting out some new products and stuff, but I want to put it out right before the holidays. So that way, if people come in, they look at the shops, they could just see what new stuff I have and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. Hey, Marlene, how you doing? Let's see. Oh, she came back from Cancun. Yeah, I know you were vacationing in Mexico and stuff. I have an embroidery shop. It's in my name. Hey, Instant Prince. Yeah, I don't. The thing with the naming also is this is the other thing that I was thinking about is the embroidery shop, especially the one on Etsy, is coming. It's doing pretty well, right? And it's something that I want to continue on. But one of the things that you do think about when you get older is, we're all not going to be here forever, right? We're all going to be dead, okay? So like it or not, we don't like thinking about it, but it happens, okay? And one of the things that goes through my mind is, if this business ends up becoming a really good business, one or two things is going to happen when I pass. It's either going to be shut down or it's something that someone can pick up. So when I'm thinking about the names, I don't want to use my personal name for the shop for the simple fact that one of the things that I think about is, first of all, I talked to my son about it, and he doesn't at this moment, he does not seem to have an interest in the business at all. I do know though that my niece, Gabby, I remember a while ago, she was, I remember she would tell her mom she had an interest in fashion design, right? And then she studied law. She was studying law, and now she's starting to, I think from what Nancy told me, I think Gabby is starting to get a little bit more into the sewing. I'm not sure. So the way I looked at it with the naming is, right now I have unique designs for you. And I think that it's a name that can travel with whoever's going to own the shop at the time. And I'm thinking one or two things can happen. If I pass and there's no one in the family that wants to take it on, then I guess they'll close it. But if someone wants to take it on in the family, I want to make the transition as easy as possible. And one of the things that goes through my mind is if my son wants to take it, I'm sure he's not going to want one that has his mom's name on it. And if Carlito doesn't want it, and I don't know if Nancy will probably be maybe too old maybe to want to run the business and stuff. But Gabby may want to. That's the next person I have in mind, and I'm thinking Gabby can just have all the machines, and she has the business that's already established, the reputation's established. All she has to do is just continue on the products and continue the shop and pump her own unique products into the shop and then run it. She can run with it because it's already been established. So she's not starting a business from scratch, and it can help her. It can help her financially and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's just how I think, I just always think about, I guess that's when you get old, you start thinking about, how much time do I have left, so, you hope you have more, but that's why, Instant Print, that's why I have I'm like that with the name, Um, just for you, I'll try to make it quilt show tomorrow. Oh, Miss Wait, I'm telling you, text me if you make it to the show tomorrow. If you do, we definitely have to meet up and stuff. I'm retired and trying to supplement my income. Yeah, I mean, it's a good little Debbie. This is really a good little side gig, to me. To me, it's a side gig. I mean, if you want, you could take it to a whole other level, and it could be your bread and butter. But the thing is, I don't need it to be that. I kind of just I like doing what I do in moderation. And then I like doing the channel, and I like meeting people, and I like teaching people what I learned, and I like learning from them as well. So I don't know. That's just my thing. Stuff. So let's see. Is there anything else? Have you ever tried hand embroidery? Yes, Iris, I have tried hand embroidery, and there are several different types of stitches. And hand embroidery is still something that is pretty hot. If I don't know, Iris, if you have checked out, if you go on Etsy and you look up personalized baby hats, you're gonna see they have these little hats, okay, and even the baby gowns. And what they do is they trace the name right on the gown, and they hand embroider the name on the gown and on the hat. And it's beautiful, really cute, cute, cute. So, and hand embroidery is still big. It's still big. There is still a market out there for that. Okay. So, it's not just machine embroidery. So hand embroidery is still really big. Um, Cross stitch is another thing that is really big as well. A girlfriend of mine, Kathy, she loves cross stitch. That's why she had asked me. She goes, "Well, did the machine do cross stitch embroidery?" It does. Okay, you just have to find a cross stitch design. Okay, and so like that. But yeah, I have done hand embroidery, and those are fun to do because you get the little rings, and then you put the thing, you just so it is fun and stuff. Um, Let me see. Thank you, everyone. When I got the big sale, I ran outside to tell my daughter. I was so giggly like a kid. Shipping it tomorrow. The other two got shipped a few days ago, and both gave me 5 stars. That's so awesome. You do get giggly, and you know what, Debbie? That's never gonna go away because when you hear it on your phone, it goes ching ching. You do get giggly, and then you're like, oh, got another sale, gotta do my thing. You do get giggly. It's fun. It is a lot of fun. And so I'm telling you, have fun with the Etsy shop. You're really gonna enjoy it and stuff. Now, I will say this though, as your Etsy shop starts to grow and it becomes popular, okay, Christmas is going to be like the most is I don't know if I want to say stressful because it is kind of for me. I think like last year I had to close the shop a little early because I had to go to Florida to be with my family, right? But I will say it was fun, but it was a little bit kind of stressful. You stay extremely busy. Let's just say that I was extremely busy. It's like I got up every morning, I was printing out all the orders, the machines were running. I had to create all the embroidery files, especially if it's personalized, right? Because if it's not personalized, it's already created, it's just actually just stitching out the order. But yeah, it can get kind of overwhelming, and then you don't want to make any mistakes, so you want to double check the spellings of people's names before you start embroidering. You want to make sure that you put the right label on the right package and stuff like that. But it's gonna be it's gonna be kind of crazy, but it's a good crazy. It's a fun crazy, because it's your thing, so have fun with it, just really enjoy it and stuff. I'm so happy for you and stuff. You're gonna do good. You really are and stuff. Embroidery classes is new to this expo. They always focus on the sewing and they will get better in time. Yeah, Miss Way, I think they will. I think yeah, and I agree with you because, if you really think about it, I mean, it says sewing and quilt. So it does make sense that they're going to have more classes in sewing and quilt. But embroidering is starting to really, really grow. And I think you're right. I think in time, they're going to add more classes to it and stuff, and that's okay. But I do have to excel in my sewing and stuff because the quilting, my sister likes to quilt. I'm sure she's a lot better at the sewing and the quilting than I am because she's got a whole bunch of stuff and she's always trying to cut pieces together and sew them correctly and everything like that. I'm a mess. I really am, which is why I'm really good at sewing certain things because it doesn't have to be precise, right? Like tote bags and stuff like that. The big tote bags I can sew those, because they don't have to be so precise and everything. But when it comes to quilting, where the cut has to be extremely precise, the stitching has to be very, very precise as well because you're putting pieces together. That I can only this is I don't know. I think if you would have put me there and I would start cutting and sewing, by the end of the day, you guys will probably be laughing at the quilt that I hold up because y'all would be like, I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know what she made. Was that supposed to be a star? I could just see everybody's faces and stuff. But you know me, I'll be holding up that quilt proud. I'll be like, well, you know what? Looks like a star to me. But hopefully they'll have more. Um, hey, I wish I could join you tomorrow, ladies. Maybe next year. Yep, this is all the years. I'm pretty excited too because of the pandemic. I didn't get to do a lot of the expos and craft shows and all that kind of stuff and everything. So now it's like I'm feeling a little better about getting out there and stuff. Let me see. No damage for hey Money, no damage from the hurricane here in Port St. Lucie. Lots of rain and wind. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh, Nancy's like, wish I could go. Maybe next year we'll do something, Nancy, where we can go. We still want to go to Quilt Town too. We gotta somehow figure that out and stuff. Are you sure that the machine embroidery is at the show? Yes, Beth, they do have machine embroidery there. And Miss Wade, because Miss Wade went today and she said the brother folks had a booth and that their booth was really, really awesome. So I really want to check them out. And she said that they did have embroidery stuff there. They just didn't have the classes. So yeah, and I will film while I'm there, okay, so that I can try to share with you guys some of the stuff and I'll put a video out there and stuff. So that way you guys can see like what it was like and stuff. So I'll probably be all giggly and stuff because I'll be like, oh my God, look where I'm at, I'll be excited and stuff. Let me see. I used bed risers to lift my dining room table, great height for a wedding work and cutting table. Oh, bed risers. Yes, my mom has that for her bed and stuff. She uses those as well. UPS has free box. Yes, they can. You can use, but they're the flat rate, Oakley. They're the flat rate. Has free shipping labels you can order that work with I didn't know that. I didn't know that UPS and FedEx has free shipping labels. I have to check that out because I buy my shipping labels. Hey PJ Mommy, off topic, but how cool was it to see yes, it was super cool actually. It was I liked it. I was like, that's our machine. I thought it was so cool. Marsha, oh, babe, oh, she bought the display table when Babies R Us was out of business. She uses that as her cutting table and stuff. See, that's pretty smart and stuff. Has anyone tried to buy equipment from an auction? I see people sell equipment from Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Um, to me, my recommendation, Nancy, when you are buying used equipment, you first of all, I would always go over there and I would say I want to see it work. I would tell them, can I see you embroider something? I want to make sure that it's working, that's functioning. And then if it is working and functioning, then I would say, okay, then that's a good sign. And then I would bring it home, but then I would immediately have it serviced. Make sure that, it's serviced and stuff. So you got a good working machine and stuff. Can you go online with postal service? I'm sure you can, but I wouldn't do that, Shelly, because since I use the Etsy, you get a more discounted rate. That's the thing. What I would do, Shelly, is go to Pirate Ship, go to Etsy, and then go to postal. See where you can get the cheapest rate, because to me, you always wanna go where the best rate is. I was wondering if it's cheaper if you go online with this. I don't know. I would do a price comparison. That's what I would do. Oh, there goes Angela says there's another one, Shippo. Shippo to ship her orders. That's another place you can go to see if they're a little cheaper. Don't you need a scale too? Yes, Miss Forrest. You could get a scale very inexpensive. The one I got was off of Amazon. Let me show. I have my scale right here. Excuse me, Mello. Can I get in here? I want to show them the scale. Okay, hold on. I want to get the scale. I want to show you what I have. Okay, this is the one I use. It's not anything, big and fancy. Some people even use a kitchen scale. You just need something this is the max of 86 pounds. My packages are pretty small anyway. So, and it goes by, it shows me the pounds and the ounces. Okay. So I use this, and stuff. I don't remember how much this cost. And so I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was that much. So, but you could, if you type up postal scales on Amazon, you'll get a whole bunch. But yes, you do need a scale because you need to put in how much it weighs. And you also need to put in how big the package is as well. Okay. Let me see. And yeah, I put in the person's focus local logo digitizing services. That's Fossil, and there's Fossil's name to the person that's asking for the digitizer. Let me see. Hi, Mad Designs. Oh, you're welcome. Let me see. Okay, yep, Angela buys her shipping labels from Amazon. Yeah, I do the same. I'm not big enough to warrant the cost of the thermal printer. Yeah, but you know what though, Angela? One of the things that to think about, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to get the printer either because I was kind of like, oh god, more money to spend, right? But the thing is, I was replacing the printer cartridges in my printer all the time. And it was because every time I was printing these shipping labels, I was using the ink off my machine because I was using my machine for everything. I used the machine to print my invoices. I used the machine to print the templates of my designs, and I also used it for my shipping labels. And after a while, it was like the black ink was always being used, and I was like, oh, so I just said, okay, let me just get a thermal printer label, and I'm glad I did. And this is the other thing too. You got to make sure that you keep track of your inventory too. The last thing you want to do is to run out of shipping labels and stuff like that. So when you're running a business and stuff like that, you got to keep track of all this inventory. You got to keep track of everything, okay? Because you don't want to run out of stuff. Because remember, that's what happened to me last year with my bobbins and stuff. And boy, did that was not good. Hey, Mormos. How you doing? I have been bringing videos. I'm new to embroidery, very new. I've learned a lot from you, Stephanie. Oh, I'm so glad. Have fun with it. Embroidering is a lot of fun. It really, really is. Hey, Robin, need a digitizer. Basil's the man. Yeah, that's what Miss Mac said. It's true. It's Basil. Robin, reach out to him. He's really, really, I mean, he's on it. He's very, very, very good and stuff. My mailman takes my packages. Yes, I use Angela. I do the same thing. USPS. Now I put my, I have like those mailboxes, right? So if I can put the packages in there and I put the flag up, he'll go and he'll pick them up. But sometimes I have boxes and I don't catch him when he comes in. So, the post office isn't that far from me anyway. So I'm just like, okay, so if it's big boxes that won't fit in the mailbox, I'll just drive it over there. It's not a problem. Because remember, the mileage from the house to the post office gets recorded in my QuickBooks too. So, that's the mileage. So, hey, Angie, okay, Gide, muchas gracias. Feliz fin de la semana. Disfruta. Oh, my Spanish is so bad. She's testing me. Okay, all right. Disfruta tu día mañana. Oh, that's enjoy your day tomorrow. Ven todos. Oh, she's seen all my videos. Gracias. Thank you. Eres de mucho embolada, entertainment, and I think it's good. Bendiciones. Oh, gracias, bendición. Says God bless, Roberto, if you still watching, there is another lady, Liliana. She does all her videos in Spanish, and it's in Bro Print Now. Let me put that in there. In Bro Print Now. Her name is Liliana, and I learn a lot from her, and I like watching her videos because they're all in Spanish, and so I get to practice my Spanish in a way with her, because where I live in Virginia, I don't have anybody to talk Spanish with. I'm not saying that there's no Spanish people here. There are, but it's just that my husband's not Spanish. My son doesn't speak Spanish. Melo's not speaking Spanish. So in the house, nobody talks to me in Spanish. It's just when I talk with mommy and, me and Nancy talk English. So I only get to practice my Spanish with my mom. Kind of sucks, So I sometimes, it's like I understand everything that people say, but sometimes it's a little hard for me to, to speak it and stuff. My bank offered me Square for free for a few months. I need to really check that out. There are fees with Square as well. Yeah, and that's the thing too. All these fees, doesn't a CAA cost a lot per year? I only paid for my CLL once, Miss Frost. And what I do is I have to renew the license with the state, and that's only $50 every year. That's how much it is. Okay. For the state of Virginia. I don't know how much the other states cost and stuff, but it's only $50 per year. With Square, they want your social security number for registration. Yep, for taxes. And the thing is, because they're collecting the sales tax and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Let me see. California, I have a business license but no LLC. Hey Meek, how you doing? Square also has to make own site. Customers have somewhere rather than Facebook learn till ready for Etsy. It seems Etsy is fast paced. I'm just learning. Yeah, let me see. If you have a business license and you get the Virginia's tax exempt form online and fill it out, take it to Joanne's Michael Hobby Lobby, and they will have waived all the VA sales tax. Yes, Beth, that, you know what? I need to do that. Manuel told me to do that, and I got lazy, and I was like, and I used the coupons and everything like that. and I should do that. You know what? Thanks for pointing that out because I need to do that and stuff. Wondered if they improved the needle threader. Mine stopped working after 7 months. You know, Debbie, a lot of people have talked about, well, they said that the 1950 has the advanced needle threader, but when I looked at the actual machine, it looked the same as the 1900 from the 1950. Mine never stopped working. I've always had my needle threader work, and I know a lot of people have had theirs stop working. Now, sometimes, and I've heard people have taken it to the shop. Now, sometimes what can happen too is, the needle threader has a little hook, right? And that hook is what goes in the eye of the needle. And sometimes you got to be really careful because you can mess up that needle threader if your needle is not placed all the way up and if you have a bent needle, because what will happen is the hook can hit the needle instead of going through the eye of the needle, and then it can bend. And once that happens, you're kind of like done, so you have to go and get it serviced. A lot of people have written about how much they charge, how much they've actually like had to pay to get that fixed. It didn't seem like a lot. Some people, I saw price ranges from $50 to $30 to get the needle threader replaced. But yeah, from what I see, it seems to be a pretty sensitive part of the machine. You just really have to make sure that you are putting the needle all the way up and that you are, you know, just not using any bent needles and stuff like that. You should be changing your needles a lot too. That's something that I always see a lot of people don't do. You're gonna hear you'll hear the difference in the needles. You'll hear like it's knocking, like it's toot, 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 knocking. Change those needles. Needles get dull. And not only that, if when you'll hear the knocking, and it can really, I don't know how to say this. When you have a fresh needle and you're embroidering, okay, your designs are really going to come out looking clean and crisp. When you have a needle and you did not change it and you're embroidering with a dull needle, what's happening is that dull needle is going to make the hole on the fabric a little bit bigger, and it's not going to embroider so nicely, so you don't want to use dull needles. Don't be cheap on the needles. I keep telling people all the time, change them, change them, change them. You should not use a needle for more than 8 hours of sewing. Okay, just change it out. Buy a pack of 100 needles, and then just change it. It'll last you a long, long time, and stuff. Or buy the, if you want, instead of getting the regular needles, get the titanium needles. Those last a little longer too. I've never gotten them. I've just used the regular needles. They seem to work fine for me. But then again, I don't have a problem changing the needles. And I change my needles a lot. I change them every week on both of my machines, and sometimes more than once on my machine, especially the multi needles, because if I have the multi needles running every day, okay, if they're running all day every day, like during Christmas time, you can forget about it. Those things get changed every day. Okay, so every day it's like, I got, this is a six needle and that's a 10 needle. I take out all the needles, put them in a little pill box and stuff. That's where I store all my old needles. And then I replace all my needles and stuff on a daily basis and stuff, because I don't want snagging. I don't want my products, not looking good. Because I take pride in what I do. So it's like, I want everything that leaves here has to come out looking top notch. I do not like to, it's like, I just won't do it. I don't like doing stuff half behind, I just don't. I just don't like doing it like that. Man, it's going on a long time. It's 2 hours and a half, and I was kind of tired too and everything, but not getting the latest chat. Let me see. I don't have much money, but I've always sold now in broader. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, doesn't warranty what they call a consumable. Yeah, but you know what though, Debbie? Whatever machine you got, you get, it's like they each have their own type of different warranty and stuff like that. So what really to me is important when I looked at machinery is to be able to know where I'm going to get the long-term support for the equipment. That's what's important to me. It's not so much about the warranty, it's about the repair. When something happens to that machine, am I going to be able to get that machine repaired? And am I going to be able to get it repaired quickly? Okay. That is has always been a big concern of me. The reason why I've chosen Brother is because I do, I know I can go to the sewing shop that's close by to me. They will repair it for me. And I also have a gentleman by the name of Justin. He works on Brother machines and Juki machines and stuff like that. And he actually will go to your home and he will service and repair your machines for you. He is really, really good. He has been doing this for years. And I use him, and it just so happened that I ended up finding out while he was here that I use him. I think Miss Banks used him. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that, that me and her know that use him as well. He's very well known around here, and he's excellent. He is excellent, excellent. His name is Justin Lucas. And if you guys are in Virginia or Maryland, I think he told me he'll travel too and stuff, but I don't know how far he'll travel, but it doesn't hurt to ask him. But he's very, very good and stuff. Let's see. Man, it's late. It's late, guys. Let me see. It's been a wonderful night. Thank you, Jeanette. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I am gonna call it the night, guys. I think I got all of your questions and stuff. Oh, you're great. Thank you, Mixu. I appreciate that. One day you popped up. Let me see. Oh, how do you pick one niche? I'm starting. Okay. What you do, Natalie, is you just start with one thing at a time. That's all it is. You're gonna try at first, you're gonna try a bunch of different stuff, right? This is how I did it. Okay. I started I just wanted to learn embroidery, right? So I just started with a bunch of different stuff, just trying out designs and all that kind of stuff. Then you start looking at the world of embroidery, and then you look at, what is it that people sell out there? You see some people make shirts, you see some people make bags, all that kind of stuff. I actually liked the kitchen towels and the dinner napkins. But the thing is, I like home decor. So I like to make things for the home. So Natalie, you will find it. You're gonna find what you love. Okay. Just keep at it. And the way I see it is when you see that you end up doing something that you like, and you're going to see that your craft is going to improve, and it's going to get to the point where people are going to be looking at it and they're going to be like, oh, that is good, and then next thing you know, that's when you got your niche. Okay. And then you're going to build on that. Like my thing is, I started with kitchen towels. I just love doing them, doing the different designs and all that kind of stuff. Then I branched out to the dinner napkins. Love doing the dinner napkins. I think dinner napkins very elegant. They dress up the dinner table and all that kind of stuff and everything. And then I started doing some laptop bags, things here and there and stuff. And then I started doing golf towels. Okay, golf towels. I did those because I live in a golf community, so a lot of people around here, they love golfing. Let me tell you, they love those golf towels. So, you're gonna find what you like to do. You will find it and stuff. Um, you know, she says she wants to do everything from baby to, and you can do it. Why not? you know. But the thing is, just my whole thing is just be careful, because you're only one person. Well, right now you're only one person. You never know. You could end up running an empire, okay, and then have a whole bunch of employees and stuff like that, and you can offer everything, okay. But just focus on one thing and then grow into another, and then you can grow it to another, and you'll find your comfort level. It'll happen. It's all gonna happen, and stuff. You just take it one step at a time. That's all. Let me see. Hope I get a chance to see you tomorrow. I'm driving down for Fairfax. Oh, Deborah, yes, I will make sure I post it and stuff. Because that would be so neat to see you guys. And so I'm excited. I'm excited about tomorrow and stuff. I've collected napkins for years, so I'm deciding to focus on linen napkins. Was an easy decision for me. Yeah, you'll find your niche and stuff. All right, guys. I know there's so many more comments and stuff like that, but I have been on here for so long. It's like 2 hours and a half we've been talking. Oh my God. So I am gonna call it the night, because I do need to get some sleep, because I have to pick up Miss Banks tomorrow, and then tomorrow is a big day, and I am excited. I can't wait to see. I wanted to tell Miss Wade, send me pictures of what they got, but I was like, no, she'll ruin it for me. So I'm like, I'm not gonna ask her to do that, and she didn't and stuff. But oh my God, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I can't wait to see what they have, because I'm looking to see if they have any type of like sharp nips, like scissors and stuff like that. Things that I could use for the store for embroidering. If they have needles, I want to see about needles, scissors, fabric. Maybe they have fabric. Maybe they got unique fabric that I can get, so I'm excited about that too, and stuff. And then rulers, look at different rulers and stuff, because I know my sister likes to quilt, so I'll probably look at some quilting rulers to see if I'll probably text her, show her some pictures to see if there's some rulers that maybe she wants me to pick up for her and stuff. I'm just I just can't wait to see. I just can't wait to see what they have. Different types of threads, what kind of threads. Even though I'm beyond, I ain't got no business buying any more threads. Okay. I got so many friggin' threads in this room. It's ridiculous. Okay. But you just never know, so it's like, I just want to see. I know I'm going to feel like I'm in candy land, all this candy, I'll be like, oh, so I'm excited. Miss Banks will probably have to bop me on the head, because when I pick her up, I'll probably be like, I'm excited, she probably have to smack me to calm me down and stuff. So we'll see. But I'm excited about it. So guys, I am going to call it the night, because I do have to go to bed and rest up, because tomorrow's a really exciting day. And I will make sure to videotape what I see and all that kind of stuff and everything. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I will post on the Facebook page where I am. Okay. So that way, because I'm sure that when we get there, I'm sure that they'll have some place that you can eat or something. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. So anyway, guys, I will talk to you guys later, and hopefully I get to see some of you guys tomorrow. Okay. So you guys have a good night. Have a good weekend. Please stay safe, guys, out there. I know that storm is still among us and stuff. So please stay safe and everything. Love you all. And I will talk to you guys next Friday. So I'll see you later. You guys have a good night, everybody. Take care. Bye.